We'll call this Planning, Zoning, and Agriculture Committee meeting to order for Wednesday, October 17th. Roll call, please.
Mr. Olthoff? Present. Mr. Stauffenberg? Mr. Tripp? Present. Yay. Mr. Washington? Present. Mr. Tholen? Ms. Polk? Mr. Mulcahy? Mr. Hildebrand? Mr. Einfeld? Mr. Payton? Present. Ms. Peters? Present. Mr. Ritter? Mr. Kinzinger? Present. Mr. Fairfield? Present. Mr. Wheeler? Present. Mr. Lear? Present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. The minutes of the August 22, 2018 were sent to you. The September 19th has not been sent. So we'll have a motion to approve the August 22nd meeting. Is there a motion by Mr. Washington, seconded by Mr. Fairfield? Any additions or corrections? No. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Building report.
Did you have public comment?
We have no public comment. We don't. I mean, there was no. Okay, well, I just did. Yes, she is. Who died and left her queen? Okay, building report.
All right, in your packet is the building report for August 2018. We issued permits for 3 new homes. Total number of permits issued was 109, and brought in revenue permit fees of $40,857. Comparable to this time last year. Last year we had only brought in 24,000 at this time, and issued a total permits of 77, so we are dramatically increased from last year.
Any questions? We need a motion to approve? We do. Motion to approve. Mr. Mulcahy. Ms. Peters. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Going on to stormwater MS4 program discussion.
Yes. For compliance with our MS4 stormwater program, I am required at this meeting every month to ask if any of the committee members have any stormwater issues that they would like to discuss.
Seeing none. Going on to zoning, ex parte communications to committee.
Every month we ask if any committee members have any communications concerning zoning cases that they would like to disclose to the committee.
Seeing none. Going on to ZBA case 1837, request for a rezoning from A1 Agriculture District to A2 Agricultural Estate District on a parcel generally situated in section 7 of Yellowhead Township on parcel number 010407-123. Petitioner is Dan Eckhoff, property owner and applicant.
Diane, can you switch over here? Okay, this is a request for rezoning from A1 to A2 agriculture on a parcel in section 7 of Yellowhead Township. The owner is Dan Eckhoff, and he's also the applicant. It's a 10-acre parcel, and they would like to build a home on this property. It currently has a pole barn and a driveway on the property. Zoning Board of Appeals met on September 24th and held a public hearing on this matter and voted 6-0 to recommend the approval of the rezoning.
The adjoining property is already A2?
The one to the east, it's just barely on the edge of the map there, is already zoned A2.
Okay. All right, you make a motion to accept. Is there a second? By Mr. Fairfield. Questions, Mr. Kinzinger.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Just for my own edification, the difference between A1 and A2, I assume A2 then allows what we want to do, but what's A1?
A1 is our agricultural district.
No houses?
You can have a home on 20 acres or more.
So the difference is
Since
10.
this is not 20 acres, it needs to be rezoned to A2, which allows a home on between 2 acres and 15 acres.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. ZBA case 1838, a request for a rezoning from I-1 Light Industrial District to A1 Agricultural District and a special use permit 121-99C34 solar farm in the A1 Agricultural District on a parcel generally situated in sections 13 of Kankakee Township on parcels numbers 16, 16, 13, 203. Petitioners are Silk Road Holdings, VLP, care of Rob Ruttering, property owner in Gar Creek Solar LLC, care of Trajectory Energy Partners LLC, applicant.
This is a request for rezoning from light industrial to A1 agriculture, and a request for a special use permit for a solar farm on a 40-acre parcel just west of the city of Kankakee on 2000 South Road. It'd be a 2 megawatt solar facility, and the access would be off of, I believe, 2000 South Road. Yes, 2000 South Road. Zoning board heard this on September 24th as well, and recommended approval 6-0 on both the rezoning and the special use permit, and did not place any conditions on the approval. However, we have been adding conditions to each one. I believe that was just an oversight on this one. So if there is a recommendation of this committee, I would like to see the 2 conditions also be placed on it, which is 1, all ground cover established on the site shall be a type which is pollinator friendly to help support agriculture, and 2, all landscaping shall abide by any and all rules as outlined in the weed and grass control plan and is subject to the same penalties as weed and grass.
But right now, there wouldn't be any.
Zoning board did not place conditions on it. When they made their recommendation, I believe it was just an oversight.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there won't be any shrubbery or trees planted around the fence.
No.
Okay. Ms. Peters,
I'll make the motion to add the.
do you have a microphone?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make that motion.
Okay. Is there a second? Mr. Washington, now any questions? Who wants to go? Okay, Mr. Wheeler.
Within a mile and a half, maybe from the city.
No communications whatsoever from the city of Kankakee on this one. There were no objectors present. In fact, only the applicant spoke at the meeting.
Mr. Kinzinger.
2 questions. First of all, I don't remember, is this the same solar farm that has made a presentation before? Everything's the same, or is this a different solar farm operator?
This is a different operator, Trajectory Solar. This is the first one that they've done.
Are they doing things the same way everybody else have been doing them, or they got something different?
No, it's pretty much the same.
It's movable.
Stationary?
It's
Yeah,
movable.
stationary or movable?
This is movable.
Pile driving rather
Pile
than
driven
concrete?
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think any of them are concrete, right?
So
No.
far, but I didn't recognize this name. That's why I was asking what they did.
Yeah,
No,
it's
this is
new.
a new
Second-
company, but yeah, all the basics are the same.
The second question, the city of Kankakee property, which is immediately adjacent, how's that zoned?
Industrial.
Okay.
That's BASF.
Oh, all right.
Any others? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. ZBA case 1839, request for a special use permit 121-99C34 solar farm known as Sandy Farm Solar Farm in the A1 Agricultural District on a parcel generally situated in Section 8 of Roan Township on a parcel number 12-18-08-200-007. Petitioners are Standard Bank and Trust, number 6970, property owner, and Community Power Group LLC applicant.
Okay, you may recognize this case because it's the same company and the same property from ZBA case 18-01, known as the Highland Road Solar Farm. That was the first one that we heard this year for solar farms. And I have to apologize, I did not change the map up there, unfortunately. What they've done this time, this is a request for a special use permit for a solar farm on the property outlined in red. The old site that was denied back, I think, around July is the area outlined in blue on the map on the screen. What they have done now is push the entire solar farm all the way back to that southeast corner of the property where that tree line is. It'd be south of that tree line. And they'll be building extending the access drive back to there. They're also going to be using a agricultural style fence that's 8 feet tall, and they will be landscaping the entire perimeter, and they're going to be contracting with Snyder Nursery to determine what the best way to landscape it will be. Zoning board heard this one as well on September 24th. Yes, and voted to recommend approval 6-0 with conditions. And those conditions are same as before. All ground cover established on the site shall be a type which is pollinator friendly to help support agriculture. And 2, all landscaping shall abide by any and all rules as outlined in the weed and grass control plan and is subject to the same penalties as weed and grass. There were no objectors present at the hearing. There were a few adjoining property owners that did attend and ask some questions, and some county citizens. Mr. Steve Magruder stated he was in favor of the project, as well as Mr. Mark Wokat. And like I said, there was 3 other adjoining property owners that seemed satisfied with the answers to their questions. There were no, like I said, there were no objectors.
The dark shaded land you see on the picture is the productive land. The rest is sand. But anyway, that's, is there a motion to approve? By Mr. Washington, seconded by Mr. Wheeler. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Historic Preservation Intergovernmental Agreement with the City of Momence.
Yes. The Historic Preservation Commission has worked out an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Momence to allow them to designate landmark properties within the city boundaries. And we are asking today for permission for the county board chairman to sign this agreement.
Mr. Mulcahy, is that a motion to approve? Yes. By Mr. Payton, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Transportation, Rural Transit, Section 5311 Agreement. Morning, Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah. Switch.
Good morning. We have received our FTA Section 5311 grant agreement, actually, the agreement. We approved the application back in April, so it's taken a little bit of time to come on. Can you hear me back there? Better? Okay. We have received our Section 5311 grant agreement from IDOT. We approved the application for it back in April. This grant is for $166,698, and this is for providing rural public transportation. I don't know if I have much. If you have questions, it's pretty simple, I think.
Let's have a motion to approve. Oh, yes. A motion to approve by Mr. Tripp, seconded by Mr. Fairfield. Now, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Oh,
It does actually.
okay.
Yes. Good
Roll call.
Good call.
Please.
Mr. Olthoff?
Aye.
Mr. Tripp?
Aye.
Mr. Washington?
Aye.
Mr. Mulcahy?
Aye.
Mr. Payton?
Aye.
Ms. Peters?
Aye.
Mr. Kinzinger? Mr. Fairfield? Mr. Wheeler? Motion carries.
Rural Transit Dope Agreement.
We don't have one of those. When we got this agreement, we got it on Wednesday. We did not receive the state grant, the Downstate Operating Assistance Program, but we wanted to put it on the agenda just in case it did come
Okay.
in, but it did not, so
Postponed.
hopefully next time.
Okay, thank you. Going on to number 8, any old business? By the way, did you say what the dope agreement meant? I didn't.
Downstate Operating Assistance Program.
Okay, thank you. And we are downstate, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, any old business? Under new business, reappointment of David Bergdahl, Chad Miller, Jeff Jarvis to the Regional Planning Commission, reappointment of George Washington to Kankakee County Regional Planning Commission, and reappointment of Gene Rademacher to Kankakee County Zoning Board of Appeals. Do we need a vote on that?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna pull Mr. Washington no matter what he says. Motion to combine and approve.
Motion to combine and approve by Mr. Wheeler, seconded by Mr. Payton. All in favor say, any questions? Any objections? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item. Is there a motion to adjourn by Ms. Peters? Seconded by Mr. Mulcahy. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.